Hey, what's up, guys? It's Jimmy James. And before you hear this episode, let me just tell you this. This is about a week old. This episode was made December 20th. Okay? December 20th, 2023. I am dropping this very late because I took some stress relief time. This is the second, which is very rare for me saying, is there's a couple reasons why I dropped it late, but I was getting way too into details. So first I want to say I apologize for some of the audio wasn't coming out right. That's because this is the first time I've used Riverside.fm in a long time. And now I know when you're asking a question, you should be able to mute yourself. You can't kind of have a two-way conversation. Like, if he's explaining something, Eddie, which I felt like I cut him off enough as it is, I got to remember, like, okay, he's in the middle of saying something. I can't be going, oh, okay. Because every time I do that or say, yeah, it cuts off his audio like a little bit. What I was editing, this is what was taking me so long to get this fucking episode out. So anyway, I apologize for anybody out there who was waiting. We did about 2 hours or so, but we did probably more. But that episode, that's a whole nother thing. I wanted to also say to Eddie, who I just listened to his last show, go listen to his show. I was going to do this at the end, but I'm just going to do it now. Thank you, Eddie, for coming on. It was an honor. I'll be on your show whenever you like. You just give me a heads up. And, now we kind of know how the Riverside works. So one more time, I apologize and thank you, Eddie, from the bottom of my heart. Love you, brother. TBD Podcasting Network. Go check him out on every fucking platform, everywhere. 3:30 p.m. Dropping the episode within the next hour. Peace. Take care. Thank you again to everybody out there.
Hello there, family and friends that are family and family that are friends. This is Eddie with the TBD Network, also the TBD Podcast Network. The TBD Network is a thinkers podcast covering subjects and ideas that can advance the mental fortitude and critical thinking in an effort to further humanity through casual conversation. But right now, you are listening to the Jimmy James Show, A to Z. Have a good one.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, who is it? Come on in. It's open.
But it's me. It's Eddie.
Well, you don't sound like Eddie.
It is Eddie from the TBD Podcasting Network. And I'm here to say and play. I want to talk to you. Will you let me in?
I guess. I don't know. How do I know this is Eddie?
Because I'm one of your favorite fans and I agree with everything you say. This is Eddie.
Okay, come on in. This is Jimmy James from A to Z, rocking it. But this time with Eddie from the TBD Podcast Network. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. Thought I hit that already. What a fucking idiot.
I don't remember asking you a goddamn thing.
Crazy. I was crazy once. They locked me in a room. A rubber room. A rubber room with rats. Rats make me crazy.
Oh, look at that! Here we are!
Jesus Christ. It is now time to explain to people just Just what's wrong with me?
So this episode is about to get a little heavy.
So anybody out there who doesn't know... No, seriously, this is how fucking stupid I am. But it's kind of not my fault. I mean, do you agree? It's semi not my fault.
It's semi not your fault. Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right. Long story short, we were just talking. Well, we were supposed to start about 10, which we were there. Then we wanted to get somebody else in. Couldn't happen. Wasn't happening. We tried. Then we just started bullshitting around, and then I don't know. What did you say? Like,
I mean, we've had a good roll going for a minute now.
Yeah, and you know what sucks, dude? I have, where is it? I usually don't have it. I have like a recorder, so I can, like a digital recorder. I can even plug it into the phone, and it could pick up our conversation as long as it ain't on a phone call or something. Like, you know, you can't do that. You gotta buy the apps for backup. And, oh, what a fucking idiot. Oh my god. I can edit any of that stuff. Like, I can't edit now, but I didn't know there's like, what the fuck? Wow. So 99%.
Yeah, the only reason I even thought about it is because I've only done this one time with Cody, and it was only for like 15-20 minutes. So
you mean? Wait a minute. Oh, you guys did a show before? Wait,
remember that morning? I think you were busy, but you were talking about trying to do a show, or no, it wasn't that morning. It was.
Oh yeah, I do remember. And you guys got. I said it would be really cool. I think it would be really. I think I said that. I was like, I think you two together would have a good show.
Right. Yeah. So we did a quick little. Honestly, it was more kind of like what we were just talking about before you hit the button. It's pretty much about what we had covered.
What? Pretty much what? About... Well, there was two things. There was...
Well, one was like when I started podcasting or what
so you were... Okay, cool. For my listeners, one more time, you can say it really quickly. You don't have to go over every detail. I can always fill it in. So... When did you start podcasting? Even though I did this so professional. I was like, so, Eddie, from the TBD Podcast Network, when did you start podcasting? And we'll get you into it. Go ahead. Oh, yeah, this has been a nutty hour. We were supposed to be on your show by now, but anyway, fuck it. Anyway, go ahead. Oh, my God. You introduce yourself for you started out in 2019, which is actually cool because you did start out a year before me. So there was no COVID, right?
Yeah, it was pre-COVID, and then it was with Anchor before Anchor got bought out by Spotify.
Right.
Yeah, we were discussing kind of the ad revenue setup.
Yes, dude. I bitch about that all the time. They're gonna be like, oh fuck, skip.
Yeah, and then you were saying something about you were going on YouTube for what was it? To how to build your show? Is that what you're saying?
So I made it was last year. I wanted to do like a 1 through 10, you know, up to my experience. And what I said was, I wanted to go on YouTube to find out one thing, because I wanted to do a podcast. And when I first did it, I had no idea what I was doing. I just knew, hit the record button, talk. That's it. I'd literally say that in the beginning, besides cough. And I wanted to find out where is a good place to place your ad. So, you know, YouTube rabbit hole. Everybody knows about this. So I go down that. I find out this, that. One person says this. One person says, I'm like, wow, craziness. So like a year later, I did my own, you know, not all together. And I kind of did them in spurts. And the first 1 through 4, it wasn't like where I sat down and I was doing it. Like, the other two were better. Like, just me bullshitting talking. I do the analytics. That's where I kind of sit down and look at the computer screen. which then I'm sitting there wasting a lot of time. But what I'm saying is my advice to, let's say, if you weren't, or whoever's listening to this from, you know, when we're recording this, we are recording, but yeah, whoever's listening to this in the future, my advice would be don't, unless you're looking up like maybe gear, whatever, like that's fine. I don't care, you know, it's not hard to buy a mic or whatever. Just the ad placement, which we don't have the problem with anymore, because you placed yours in the beginning, you said, of like 2 minutes into the beginning.
Right.
But how long was your show? You know?
At that time, they were about an hour long, I think.
Oh, okay. And did it get longer? Because this is going to come back to the ad thing. Did it get longer? Did you ever do like, what was like a long show by yourself, not with anybody?
Ooh, my shows were probably an hour, I think, by myself. If I did them with people, they'd go 2 hours plus. Sometimes.
Oh, that's how it usually works. That's why I was like, let's do an hour, and then, you know, we'll do the Jimmy James, and like, I don't know, like, should I, like, I could share the audio with you. It's whatever, you know, that's fine. Some people, like, you know, if I don't have a fucking another content create on here, it's easier. I don't have to worry about, you know, when I'm trying to say clean it up. Like, you know how to do that already, so I don't have to worry about that shit. And we were talking about everybody has a different ear. Like, you might like the way, you know, you like I told you come off really good as your sound comes off nice, like voice wise, you got that down. Some people don't know how to do that, and they just don't. They don't have it. They just don't have it. Right. I mean, I didn't know this, but I found out later on in life. I told you the story because we were talking. This is right when you told me to hit record button. We were talking on the phone, not like an hour and a half, and I said, "We'll count this as the cold call," which was like a joke, like, you know, show before show. And I said, I don't know if I told you this, I mean, on the phone, but I told you about working on the boardwalk and all that, and I had to sit there and yell on a mic all day. That was my job. Come on over, come on in. And I seen the guy across the way. Anyway, long story short, I didn't know this until I was older, but like Beyonce, I think, was the one I found out from, but all singers, they all learn how to do it from their stomach. Like, use your stomach to talk. I taught that. I taught that myself. I didn't know that. I didn't know that was a thing.
Right.
I was like, yeah, because when imagine just doing a podcast, you're burnt out. But I'm fucking 6 to 8 hours yelling into a mic. So that's why you see a lot of good comics out there. Like, they'll scream for an hour or do 20 fucking shows a night, and their voice is not fucked up. Why is that? Because yeah, it's there's stuff from the stomach, there's vocal coaches, but yeah, I didn't know any of that. And it's the first thing I noticed when I heard your show. Is like, this dude has a voice for podcast, like, you know, the difference between YouTube and podcasting. So yeah, ties into that. YouTube is YouTube, podcasting. You're not going to be in the car watching fucking, you know, I hope not.
You'd be surprised.
Yeah, I know. I was just thinking that too. I was thinking the same fucking thing. Never mind. Like, I'm guilty. I'm guilty of it. But not, you know, like, I remember when Arnold dropped his not his audiobook, his Netflix special, and I'm like, and the thing kept swinging, and like the magnet was, and I was like, fucking stay still, and I'm all flipping out on the phone, you know, in the truck, and I'm like, I'm driving. I'm such an asshole.
I'm not even supposed to be focused on that.
Yeah, right, I know, but because it was angled at like a 10 degree, it was bothering the fuck out of me, dude. And I was like, I gotta have this straight, and every bump it was like, and he's like, I was in the tank in the car, and you know, fucking, So, I don't know, man. Do you read? Do you, I don't know. We're going to get on the topic. I got to write it down so I remember. But, did you read or have you watched the Arnold Netflix or his audiobook? I'm not into that shit. I'm just asking because I'm like, oh, I finally did a book. And I'm like one of those guys.
Super excited now that you got through a book.
Like, yeah, like, it took me like a week, but I mean, it's fucking, dude, it's an hour of fucking, it's an hour each segment, and it's Arnold, dude. You gotta, like, go back and listen to it a couple times when he goes, small man, big table, like, yeah, I fucked that one up a little. I don't know, dude, like, he's funny, like, the way he just sat there. Did you see the video?
No, I have not. I had the recommendation from you, and I've not checked it out. I honestly didn't know it was on Netflix.
Oh, okay, Netflix. Yeah, you gotta watch it. So the Netflix, there's a lot. I figured because it's I thought it wasn't gonna be that good. I honestly heard from Bill Burr. Like he hit me up private. He was like, "Hey Jim, it's fucking Silly Bill," and then he didn't hit me up. So I'm just fucking around. I don't know. That's the reason why I started podcasting. It's because of Bill Burr. That honestly it was
conversation.
Well, one of the reasons. Yes. Just because I'm fucking nuts and I gotta put my anger somewhere or I'm gonna kill somebody. And I live in Philly, so yeah. What the fuck was I just say? So when I heard him say something, I was like, all right, let me see. Because I don't know. I think. Maybe you feel the same way I felt. You haven't seen it yet. It's like Arnold. You don't really alright, he was a weightlifter. You kind of think but dude, it's nothing like what you think. It's really nothing like what you think. It's, that's all I can say.
You talking about the show, or are you talking about
Netflix? The Netflix special. Like, cause you think,
okay. I haven't watched the special, but I mean, Arnold's the cheesy action star. Right. He's always been.
That's what you see. That's exactly, dude. You gotta watch it. And I sat there and said to myself the same thing. Like, what do I need to know about fucking Arnold? All right, dude. He was this. Because we grew up same time, era, whatever. He was this, the action star, then he was bodybuilder, then he was governor, and then he did Terminator, and that. What else do I need to know? So I don't know. So I'm telling you, I'm giving you a recommendation. And then the book came out. That was just came out, and that was my first audio book, which really inspired me. Honestly, did. And that's what I was saying. Those two, some things come together from the Netflix, but not much. It's like two totally different things. The way he grew up, and it's like his motivations, like a guy who's not even from the States, but it's the way he tells the story while he's sitting there with a fucking cigar, and he's like the Arnold we remember, like from Predator, one of my favorite movies, just with him. Like, do you have like a favorite Arnold movie? I'm not going to ask you for a favorite movie. That's a stupid. It's like, what's your favorite song? But Arnold. Which one of your favorite Arnold movies you had? Do you have one? Or maybe
Last Action Hero, most definitely.
Fuck. That was the one that almost killed him, right? That movie almost killed him in real life, and in box office it did, but in real life it did. Last Action Hero. That movie was so good too when I was a kid.
Rubber baby bumpy bumpers or whatever he's.
Oh yeah, dude. I didn't know that. I just remember like Kindergarten Cop. I don't have a tumor.
Yeah. I mean, he did a bunch of the family movies, but like I said, I always knew him as like Predator and Terminator.
Oh yeah, the wisdom you'll get off of the Netflix show, but then the book alone. If you have any inspirations, anybody out there, listen to his audiobook. I know it's free on Spotify for premium members. On Spotify, yes, just Spotify. And that was the last question I was asking you too, was what's your go-to thing? 15 hours of audiobooks. His is like half of that. So.
Oh, really? It's a pretty long book? Well, no, I guess that's 15 hours really isn't very long. Jeez.
Well, 7 hours, so he has an introduction,
an ending. So I'd say, 7 segments plus like a couple little ones, but each one is about 40 to an hour. I was gonna say, what's your main platform?
I actually have been using
anything. Oh yeah,
well,
Kindle.
So here's like a couple of things. I like audiobooks because it saves me time.
Yes.
When my day job, I guess, when I'm not trying to hustle for the podcasting stuff, is usually I drive. Legally, I'm only allowed to drive, give or take, by federal rule, 11 hours a day. You get 11 hours of drive time, but you can work up to like 14. 14 hours a day. So, I during all that windshield time, I started listening to a lot of podcasts and a lot of books. But I had started because Amazon, if you sign up for Amazon, they gave you a free audio account for a while. And that's where I was getting my books. And I just signed up and got a subscription because, I don't know, man, like I felt part of the reason I started podcasting is I had just started this driving job and I got I felt like depressed. Like I'm sitting in this box and just driving down the road and I started getting really like a lack of purpose, like a lack of reason.
How old are you? Well, I was going to say you were probably 37-ish, 38. I'm guessing.
Add a decade to that, but yeah, pretty close.
Well, okay.
I'm 44. I started that job when I was about 39, 40.
Well, I'm thinking podcasting. When you said podcasting, I knew you were 2 years older than me, so I figured you did it. Oh, okay, you did it for about a year. Yeah, so what do you mean add 10 years to that?
Said
I'm 42, you're 44, so...
Right, a couple of years, yeah.
Wait, you mean how long you've been driving?
Right.
I got you, because I was going to say that's where we actually do relate. The only part I wasn't driving, so... But, yeah, keep going. My fault.
Right.
So you were... Again.
So I started when I started driving. I that's when I kind of was like, I need to do something, right? Like a lot of the guys that I was talking to, you talk to these people over the phone. Some of the conversations were good, some of them not so much. A lot of it was, and I realized I enjoyed good conversations. So I was like, my brother suggested Joe Rogan. And so I started listening to Joe Rogan and I liked some of the topics. And I was like, well, shoot, he would have an author on and then I'd go look up the book. I was like, well, I'm going to go look up the book. So then I go listen to the book. And I kind of went down this thing where it was either a podcast or a book for the longest time. And then it started becoming more books. And then I felt like, it's like, I could talk about this shit. I got friends that like to talk, like that have good conversations. I think I can make this into something. And that's why I kind of ventured into the thing.
So, quick question. So we got to back up just to the part where you are Joe Rogan. Okay, obviously, that's the point of his guess and exactly what you did. You went and you looked up and, hey, you found a book or audio. Obviously, you're driving. But did you ever listen, like your audio books were long, but did you listen to that same book until it was done, or did you switch up between your moods when you're driving? How did you do it?
So I did start, because I'm more interested in fiction, right? Like, fiction books are a lot funner. They're a lot more entertaining, especially when you're sitting behind a driver's seat, Yeah. But I started to make sure that I was being educated also while I was being entertained. So I would swap up between an educational book, finish that book, and then I would treat myself with a fiction book. And then I would go back to an educational book. And I made sure to kind of try to fill in space with like science podcasts or news content or history content.
Okay, yeah. See, I know a lot of. Not because I read the book of the Arnold book. It's because of probably take this out. A certain somebody had Kindle, like a Kindle thing, and she would buy the new whatever every year, and she would get the books she would have to pay for the books or something. But it was like what you said. You have to sign up for, like I have Amazon Prime, and then you get the 30-day or whatever. But are you Kindle or what do you use? Just wondering, because I was actually looking.
Oh yeah, mostly for the audiobook stuff, it's just Audible. I have a, I have a hard time reading books on my phone. Like I know some people can do that, and I like reading.
You mean reading? Yeah,
reading.
Well, I can't do that because I have ADHD. It's just I can't. Yeah, it's like what? Like
right.
Like,
yeah. So how do you go through? Like, how did that Arnold book work for you? Did you just listen to it?
It was kind of like I don't know if this is the same experience for you, since this was my first audio book. I mean, I've listened to audiobooks, but they were really fucking short. Like they were like a couple minute read or 20-minute read. But this is like my first book. I was like, it felt like a movie for me, but like a series. Right. So it was like I had to listen. It's not like you can watch it. It's just it was on Spotify, obviously, but I don't know if it's everywhere. But regardless, to answer your question, it felt like a movie. Like I didn't have to listen to it, but because sometimes I'll just sit there. I can get, obviously, since I do podcasting and I'm a creator, I can get stuff done when I'm listening to that. And as of right now, I mean, I guess the only reason why I probably never would have listened to his book without the Netflix, Jesus Christ, here we go again. The subconscious kicking in. It wasn't recorded, but anyway, that's what I mean though. Like if I didn't see the Netflix special, which I thought, I would never watch it. If I didn't listen to that or see that, I probably wouldn't have listened to the book, which I'm glad I did. But I don't know if I'm going to be like looking for books, but anytime soon. But I did make a audiobook playlist. It's
nice.
The only one on there. So yeah, I mean, if you have any recommendation, that was more of a motivational, and it's like he's like, people tell me to dream and dream and dream. Fuck dream. Like I'm not gonna do his voice, but he's like, fuck dreaming. I want to do it. Fuck dream. Like that was his, and he's talking to us as like us, not people with money. Like right. Don't blame you don't having money. Like, and he was considerate and saying, you might not have this, you might not have that. But how he came up and how he got his body in shape. Different times, people think, well, I can't do it because it was already done. Well, go do something. It hasn't been done yet. I've done it. I mean, I'm not saying it's paying off. Like, just in the show. Like, that's why I didn't want to have a for real. I would have loved to have a show talking about movies and be like, I would love to do that. Like, but how, dude, Eddie, how many fucking podcasts out there or like books, movies? Like, it's the same shit, dude. It's the same shit.
Yeah, a lot, and it really does. Yeah, and it really does come down to being. Because me and Cody kind of talked about that a little bit. It's being.
I didn't hear that. I can't wait to hear that. By the way.
What it was just being. I don't even know how much he was going to use because we really didn't get to a point before he had to run. But
wait, you guys really? He doesn't. Well, you just kind of met him, but not to get off the track, but he never really did long shows, and that's why I always said you should, the dailies chat, and I fucked with him. But yeah, I understand. He had a lot of life problems and regular life problems, like whatever life shit.
Well, because he's got like 2 foster kids and his 2 kids, and he's got, I think he said 4 girls at home, and like but aside from all that, like it was just he was. We were just kind of talking. We were talking about just authenticity. Just being your true self, speaking with your true work. Kind of like what you were talking about with the last episode I did. The second to last, humanity versus humans. Yeah, when you were talking about
that was a great. That's the fucking. By the way, anybody listening, just tuning in. Yeah, or forgot what I say, because some people do skip. I know this because of analytics, and I know this because truck drivers are my main listeners. I don't. Yeah, I had to pay for that information, by the way. But like basically, but overnight guys, like 6 to, I don't know if that's still the thing. You got to pay for that. But yeah, that's the. This is Eddie from the TBD Podcast Network. Go over and check his oh shit, sorry about that. I was putting my knife in there. Go over and check his episodes out, especially, you know, your older ones are good, but I mean, I caught up with your most recent, but the humanity versus human, right? Or
yeah, humans. Yeah, humanity versus humans.
That was that episode. Before I say anything on that episode, the one before that with the grief, I wanted to pull clips, which that's what I was talking about. And then I was like, I can't get it done in time, so that's when I usually make up and I'll do more episodes. But that really was better than I thought, because I usually won't listen to somebody's full podcast in like 7 minutes. If it's 7 minutes, no problem. But I think yours was like, how long? How long was that one?
I think the last one was a little bit longer, but that was like 30 minutes, pretty close.
Yeah, I think I listened to that whole thing. I remember the first 5 or 10 minutes I listened to, and then I said I wanted to listen to. I had to do something, and then I listened to the rest of it, like until the end, and then I hit you up was the last thing, and that was like in the morning. When was that? This morning?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I saw your post this morning. Yeah.
Because I got up early at 3:30. I finally passed out. I wasn't supposed to stay up, but I did, and I'm usually up at night, so I keep clicking the pen. But after I got done listening, I was like, man, that was really fucking good. Like, just the way you were wording it, and then I did say something to you, but I didn't know what you meant, and then you corrected me. I thought you were saying something else. You were going too hard on about the wars and stuff. See, this is stuff that I don't get on, but I do. I will talk about it. It's in like every show I do. If you really listen,
it's kind of hard to avoid. You know.
Yeah, I do talk about this shit, not specifically like how you did your show, but I do it in other ways. Like, I'll do a raplet. It might not be. It's a fucking voice bot thing, but if you actually listen to what I'm saying in it, it's not like I'm just writing it down really quickly. It's like, I don't know, and I don't know. People think I'm not trying to be funny. It's like some of them are like get a lot of views. I tested it on YouTube because you can't watch it. So I'm trying to go back to like your last video, or I'm sorry, your last podcast show. And I don't like calling them podcasts. I just like calling them show, because you're doing this to be entertaining, and you're also sitting there talking about what people are going through. And we talked on the phone about this, but that's some people are there or that don't have anything. Electricity, we were talking about water, stuff like that, right?
Right.
They might only just have this, like something to listen to. I mean, we went down our countries, remember? Like, I was like, I'm in this, and...
Oh, yeah.
I brought it up, and then you brought up you fucking ripped out your laptop, and you were like... And then I was like, oh, shit. I was like, cool. Like, I've never had anybody do that, you know, that was... we weren't on a show. And then, by the way, real quick, before I forget, I got, like, write it down, too. I also TikTok. Are you doing TikTok? Because I started fucking with TikTok. I like just the voice fuck arounds, and I'm fucking around. But did you just do a TikTok video recently?
I do some of them, and I you can repost on there now that I noticed. So I started trying to repost a little bit. My algorithm's a little screwed up on there though, because I follow a lot of music stuff, so I get a lot of music, which I don't mind. But
just make. Don't you have a TB? Okay, don't you have like a TBD? Like a separate?
Yeah. I need to probably restart it though, because originally I signed up with just myself, and that's why I got kind of the algorithm got all confuzzled. But yeah, I don't mind TikTok. I think it has its usefulness, but it is kind of another pain in the butt to deal with.
Dude, I hated TikTok. Do you need to answer that? Do you want me to pause it? or whatever, pause it. Do you want? Yeah, you can always mute yourself if you need to. I get it too. But you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, I'm just making sure. I heard phones and fucking Life Over podcast. Like, well, somebody's dying right now. It's like, all right, finish your thought first. Podcast. No, I was the TikTok. Like, yeah, Cody kept saying TikTok, or he kept sending me stuff with TikTok, and I didn't have it installed. But then when I did the old man thing, dude, like that shit, I don't know why it blew up, but. I always kept saying, and I'm sorry to my listeners, it's not that I'm done, and I'm still going to do the stand-up thing. What's the stand-up? It's going to be a podcast special where I'm actually going to do the comedian shit again. Like, the real stuff. Like, not the basement things. Like a real fucking comic would do it. Like, just, I don't know, I've never done it just by myself. It's just weird. I need that reaction to feel the audience, like, right. So I don't know.
Especially when it comes to like something being funny, it's
yeah. I know it's gonna kill, but I just don't know. I gotta feel, all right, if this is killing, and then I start switching it, like any comic would tell you that. I mean, right. I did comedy when I was younger. I did stand up and all that shit, but I don't know, man. It's crazy, man. It's crazy how everything comes together. And TikTok that's what I'm trying to get. The old man, I did the first one. There was 1, 2, and 3, but the first one was like funny because I told you this. I know. I'm just repeating it to you because, like, acting like, hey, I've never told you this. The old man. I like the voices you could do, and I even posted the ones I didn't even want to post, but I don't give a fuck. Like, look, I'm over here trying. What are you doing? Like, not you personally. Like, what are you doing?
No, I get you.
But I met fucking like this dude who, like, I did. So the old man was the fridge reopener. If anybody, it's on YouTube. I put shit on YouTube. If it's video, I'll usually go to YouTube. But that's the fridge reopener, and it's true because like everybody that I knew in real life was hitting me up and was like, dude, that's so fucking true. I do that. I'm like, I know you do. Until I made the video. And then, like, I had people hit me up that I did not expect to hit me up saying that was funny. I'm like, dude, I don't know. Like, all right, I could do more stuff. But like you, I never did this for comedy. It wasn't about that. It was an outlet. It was a therapeutic outlet with the ADHD. I've talked about that, and I felt like I was stuck in a box, which because I was in my room all the time, and I'm taking care of my parents, and it's like you with the driving. It's the same thing. It's just, I don't know if when you were done driving, did you feel like that box thing was still there? I don't know. Did you have that or no?
I think probably not, because I think that's why I was getting that anxiety, right? Like it was becoming one of those things where depression and anxiety became kind of more. It lingered more than it had at any point in my life in a while, and I think
what age? This is the 2019. I mean, not what age? What year?
Yeah. This would have been like 2019.
So prior to because in depression and anxiety, and then there's anxiety attacks or panic attacks. We'll just say, did you get those?
I think the closest to a panic attack I've ever had. Yeah, I mean,
so you didn't get them like
time, I don't think, but I've had it before, I guess.
So you've had like your heart racing, shaky hands, or fucking. Right. Okay, so I've had that my whole life. I dealt with that like I'm so used to it. It was fucking. People would ask me like, how did you beat it? And like it's too very long story, and it's I got to get deep with it. But so since you started doing that, is the question I'm going back to. You were saying being in the box. I can relate to that. That's how I started and why I started. If I can help somebody out there, it's not for me to feel better. It was just like, fuck it. Let me at least talk about it. Let me do something. Like, that was me. I don't know if you felt that way. Like, I want to do, I can do, like you said, I can do this. I can talk. So you started talking.
Right.
So when you did it, though, did you have an idea, like, that what you want, like, the first 10 episodes, did you have an idea? Or, like, my first episode, I had no topic. I was just like, the start of me, that's it. What was your first episode called? Like, I forget. Besides your trailer, obviously.
Yeah, it's just, I think the first episode is called This Is the Pilot.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I heard that. So I heard that one. Fuck, am I talking about?
Yeah, and I had my phone. I don't even think I had Anchor recorded yet or downloaded. I think I had my phone with a audio recorder that I downloaded from the Play Store. And yep, I got you.
I
put it on speakerphone. I hit record, and I sat in my garage and talked for like an hour.
Dude, you don't have the panic attacks, but you have the anxiety. Like, do you like it, when you say anxiety, there's depression, which that comes with anxiety. That's just like a give me. You know, it's like a pack of cigarettes, dude. You're getting a box, or, you know, you're getting something with the cigarettes in it. That's what depression is with me. Because think about living on anxiety, dude. You're going to have depression. So what I'm trying to ask you is, like, your anxiety, like, on a scale of 1 to 10, like, what do you think you were at? Were you at that tipping point where you were like, all right, I need this kind of helped me?
Yeah, I knew I was at a point where if I didn't do something, it was not going to be good. Like, I started feeling like, you know,
it's okay. You can say if you heard
heart racing. Like, I started feeling like like dizzy spells. Like, it didn't feel right. Like, my body didn't feel right. My life didn't feel right.
What about people? Well, you know, personal question. And like I said, I can always take this part out, but, you know, because we don't have no listeners or anything. So, personal question, or, like, did you have family around you or anybody close, like, living with you, not like around the corner, like with you?
Yeah, no, I have my, I'm married and I have 5 kids. Most of them are older though.
Right, but so, okay.
But that doesn't necessarily mean anything.
That doesn't mean. I was gonna say I wasn't laughing about that. I was laughing because, like, that doesn't mean shit, because it's not like you're gonna do kids and be like, well, I got anxiety. I feel like I'm probably gonna either die soon or something's going to happen. Right. I don't know. I might test the fucking, you know.
Right. You know, and outside, well, like, my 2 youngest kids are teenagers, and then, you know, my oldest kids are grown. The oldest one is actually in college, but he has anxiety too. I've talked to him about it.
He has anxiety. See, everybody say, like, this is not just you. It's just a common thing. Like, people go anxiety, and there's, like, chronic anxiety and anxiety. All right, chronic anxiety comes with the attacks. They're the fucking worst.
Yeah, he's got more of a social anxiety. Like, he's good to talk to, like, family, but, like, when he gets around other people, he gets really stressed easy. So it's
I get it.
Yeah, and it's not, and that I think part of it too, like, you know, I spent almost a decade away from home when I was working in the oil field. So I had a bunch of
say something about, but you didn't get it. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to remember our talk. I remember you mentioned it, but you worked it in the oil field.
Yeah, I did that for about 10 years, and it
doing?
You're away from home a lot. So,
like, what are you doing now? Like, are you just looking for oil? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I went out with a divining rod and just walked the fields.
Like, I'm just seeing, like, you and, like, a couple other people at night walking around with a big stick, like, sticking in the ground, like, yep, we got something. Never mind, that was a body. I don't, it's just so weird for somebody, because I've heard of a lot of, like, I don't know. It's just, this is the way I deal with my anxiety, and because anxiety with me is every day. It's all the time, but...
Yeah, I'm sure.
Oh, God, I had the worst, dude. I had the worst of the panic attacks, the anxiety. Depression was like, take a backseat, dude. Wait for this to be over. Like, that's how it was. So... When you say stuff like that, I even said to, like, I think, like, the social worker when I was going to fill out for SSI eventually. Like, that's how bad I was getting. I said, I literally hide a lot of my shit through fucking laughter. Even if it's not funny to somebody else, you know, or whatever, it's just, it comes out of my head and I have to say it. Otherwise, it's just like, well, that makes no sense. Like, well, I just missed an opportunity.
Right.
If I would have waited too long, like 2 hours later, like, so you work in the fields? Huh? Sticks? And you're like, what? Doesn't work, right?
No,
so anyway, onto our topic. Yeah. No, go ahead.
Yeah.
No.
Right. No, I mostly worked on with a frack crew.
You can explain the job. Yeah. I honestly, I could open my laptop and look it up, but I mean, people out there can look that shit up, but people out there driving and be like, I wonder what the fuck he's talking about, oil fat. I know somebody out there right now is fucking driving, they got one hand on the wheel, they're reaching for their phone, don't reach, because he's going to tell you a little bit about it right now.
Right. But yeah, no, I did.
You just saved like maybe 10 people's lives. You have no idea. What I'm telling you could be true. Somebody could be reaching for like, what the fuck's a fracking team? And then, honestly, I don't know what it is, because I don't like to sit here and look up shit when I can just ask the person, like, which is getting into my next episode. Well, the single episode, but, so yeah, I mean, I'll bring some of that up. I'll ask you about that too, but just throw me, rundown real quick. What is it? Seriously.
Well, it's basically, so when you get the drilling rigs basically tap the well to make the well, right, where you get the oil from, and then a frack crew comes in behind the drilling rig and helps to produce they produce and what they call stimulate the well, so that way it'll kick out the oil easier, makes it easier to extract oil.
There was a fracking joke in there that was amongst you and your fracking friends. I can hear it.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. But
okay, I just want to say I could hear, because you like kind of did one of those pause stop, and I'm like, yeah, he had a fracking joke. So you fucking fracking from my
like the best explanation I always gave people for it was like, you remember like when you used to drink
dig for it. It's like it. Sorry, go ahead. Say it one more time.
You used to drink a Capri Sun as a kid.
Oh,
and you blow into it.
Drinking one now.
Or now, however.
I'm like kidding. Yeah. No, I'm just kidding.
But you blow into it, right? And what did it do?
Oh, yeah. It would go all over me.
Yeah, it come back out, right? It's the same thing with the well. We would pump a bunch of crap down the hole and force the oil to come back up.
Yeah. Real quick on the Capri thing, we knew that would happen to us if you never drank that shit.
Well, eventually you knew, and then you kept doing it anyway.
Yeah, you kept doing it anyway. Like, the smart thing would be like, well, let me wait until it's empty and go, and you would sit there, a lot of people would blow in, make it bigger and lower, but whatever. You're breathing through a straw. It's like you're getting ready for fucking, like, death later on. When you're going to be breathing through a straw later on, you're like, it's his last couple breaths. Good thing he had all those fucking Capris. No, you got here just in time, Bob. No, I don't know. So this honestly, I wish I would hit the record button, because we could have got like at least 20 minutes of that out of the way. So I had the topic as the topic, but no, I had the topic really what I wanted to talk about. Unless you had any more to add.
Oh no, I'm good. Go for it.
Now we all know what fracking means. These fucking fracking guys don't know their fracking job. No, I'm sure you heard it all. I'm sure you heard it all, you fracking ass. All right. Anyway, so topic, and I don't know what. Do you have any before I say it? And I don't want to get into another thing, but do you have another show coming out? And how often are you dropping your shows?
Or my shows come out every Thursday, so I try to drop them. Thursday at midnight. Although I think I have it set for midnight on Thursday, so it actually comes out the morning of every Thursday.
Yeah, I did that, by the way. I took your I take your advice. I mean, I knew about the scheduling, and I was like, I'm doing that my next episode. And dude, it was only like 4 hours. I was done like 4 or 5 hours ahead of time. And I'm like, I could just release it now. And I'm like, fuck it. I'll just let it go. There was like 7 o'clock. It was supposed to come out at 12 midnight, and I had it set for 8. I'm like, it's like 7:52. I can hit the button. Fuck difference. And I was like, yeah, fuck it, I could do it. Anyway, that's just getting, dude. So now I'm like on this thing. So you'll notice with me, this is a regularity with me. I told my listeners, if I'm sure you didn't go back, and a lot of people don't do that, and I hate it because they hear me now and they're like, they do this with Joe Rogan all the time. It's not like he's kind of different. He's all over the place. But, like, I'm sorry, let me say that again. He's all over the place, like, on YouTube. So you might click on any amount of shows. And you know how he has them labeled 1 through, like, 1 million or whatever. Which I have a whole reason why I don't do that. But I always say go back to the start of me and actually come with the journey of podcasting. That's if you want to start podcasting or whatever. Anyway, sorry about that. What I was trying to get to is, I actually forgot, but, I lost fucking track there. But what I was saying is, cause YouTube always comes up and I'm like, fuck YouTube. Fuck YouTube, but,
you were talking about dropping your episodes and when you have them scheduled.
Oh, yes, dude, thank you. Jesus Christ. You should just come on every episode and then I'll have you. No, so yeah, honestly, you'll be in the beginning of this episode. So like when I drop it, which I didn't drop an episode. Oh, that's what I was saying. I'll cut that out. Sorry. So irregularity. It happens where I'm supposed to do Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. But I tell people if I don't release one Monday, it might come out a day before or day ahead. Or sometimes I'll just make up extra. But dude, like you said it yourself, and I already know this because I've done it so many times. I wear myself the fuck out. Like, right. To the point where I was supposed to do laundry last night, and I was just like, dude, I can't do it. I was nodding out playing a video game with my buddies, which I've never nodded out before. Never, ever. Dude, and that's with medicine that people know I take, and that's why I don't like to take any of that shit. But that's not why I was nodding out. I was that tired. And I was like, guys, I gotta go. Like, I'm nodding out. And when I told them that, they were like, well, that's what Xanax do to you, dude. Like, they're all fucking with me because they know about my condition. And I'm like, I don't like talk to them about podcasts or anything like that. I think a couple of them know, but they were like, all right, no, go ahead, dude, you get it. But any other time, if I say, I'm gonna go, I'm feeling tired, like, come on, just one more game, just like 6 more games, and that's how it usually goes. I think that's the first time I said that. So, going back to like what you said and releasing the show, it's a great idea. You still got to do the work, but maybe if I'm going to do 3 shows a week, maybe I personally, and this might help you, or meaning you, the audience, maybe not do 2 hours because there's a lot of editing that I personally like to do because I think it's funny and people might listen if they see you putting work into your show. I don't know. That's because like Cody is different. And I understand. I'm not talking about him personally, but people who do episodes like that, and it's not every day, they might like, oh, I can listen to Cody. I'm not talking about, except not really talking about Cody, just in general. 7-minute episode, 10-minute episode. I made fun of it before, but shit, Mike. So it's like, all right, they might say, oh, I'm on my way to work. I can listen to that for, they got a 10-minute ride. That's fucking perfect. You know? You had an episode that's 30 minutes. That might be a great time for you. You might find like maybe 2 episodes a week for you would be better. I mean, I don't know your schedule, but like that, I'm getting this off the book. I think that's where that's coming from. And then there is something I found out before the book is where I said, I gotta step this up because the only way I'm going to get bigger, which I obviously proved, was to keep doing these shows and doing new material, like different kinds of material and you said you liked the basement stuff. That stuff didn't come out until like this year. That's all new. Like, or no, I'm sorry. Well, this year. Yeah, this year, but like season wise, I mean, this year. This is the 13th season. And I was like, I don't know, man. Like, I haven't heard all your stuff. I will. I did mark all as played, by the way, just because it's played. It doesn't mean I won't go back and listen. Like, I'll go back to your earlier shit. I don't know. For instance, Eddie, if you say to me, oh, I got a show I talked about something, like what we're talking about, I will get the pen out and I'll write down, like, do you know what show it is? Like, oh, it's, such and such. Do you know, like, on Spotify, it has an About Me section. The About Me section is picked from Spotify. It's not my number one listen, but I went back and listened to that show. It was the name of it. It's How We Feel or something like that. And I was like, it wasn't a bad episode. That was a while ago, but it wasn't a bad episode. Like, I was actually speaking a lot of truth, and I wasn't fucking around and shit, There's times where I like to fuck around, and there's times where I like to be off the wall, wacky 911 skits. I try to come up with original ideas that nobody's ever came up with before. I did, and I did it on a lot of my shit. So everything you see written down is my idea that I've never heard anybody else do. Like, except, like I said, the 911, I really can't take credit for that. But I'm talking about podcast-wise, yeah. I hear it. You can look for it. Go ahead. All right, go ahead. Like, you'll find it, whatever. But you might just find podcasts. Sorry, I'm talking a little bit there too much. But you might just find podcasts which is all fucking joking. And it's like it kind of gets old real quick. Like it's real quick. I don't do it that much anymore. I don't know. Like, I don't know. It was getting old. But every once in a while, I'll do a skit, and then, like, sometimes they were funny, and the first couple were really funny, and then there was a couple weren't. That me, personally, I didn't think they were funny. A lot of them I didn't think, but other people did. I don't know. So anyway, like, you example, told me this 3 or 4 times, like, change your whole show. Dude, I think I don't know if you heard my show where I went on, like, not a rant, but I like, really got in deep talk. Did you hear that? Where I talked about what you said?
I must not have caught that piece, because
really?
I don't remember that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. That was the whole reason why I brought it up, and I was like, I wasn't joking. There was no, like, me fucking around saying side jokes, and it was because of you why I said it, but it wasn't all about like that.
Well, maybe I did then, because when I had commented on it, and when I asked you about it, you said you had just said that on your last show.
Yeah, so because you had me thinking, like, because like I take people, I've listened, like, if you're just new and you're just coming out, and I don't know, like, fuck it, care if you have a like good voice, you're okay, you could do a podcast, but fuck, I don't know you. I'll have an open mind. I'll listen. Even if you're a listener, I'll listen to you. I'll take your criticism, but from somebody like you who's been doing it for a while, and you seems like you got like a good head on your shoulders, and like you could be stupid. Like, I could be stupid and all that shit, but for you to tell me that, meaning you could see past the bullshit, you would see that I would understand that, and I'm like, well, you know what? You're not the first to say that, and I'm like, okay, so let me see if I can meet that in the middle of what I like. So that's why I asked you about picking your brains, I guess, which you already put it out, about your show on the grief, and I'm sorry, I'm butchering the episode name. You could say, what was the name of that second? What was it? Grief.
It was Anxiety and Grief.
Anxiety and Grief. Right. Until I did the first part, I thought I got that 100%. Me and you, like, you. Now I know. And then the grief, I was like, oh, actually, I remember I commented on the Spotify, because you got to publish it on Anchor, which we're keep saying Anchor.
Right.
Which makes no fucking sense. I'm gonna be honest with you, dude. That makes no sense. You could vote right away and get the response, but you just can't. You got to go. It's so stupid. Just say it. What are they going to do? Say you're an asshole. That was a bad episode. Oh, I'm not going to publish that. I'm going to publish anything. You could sit there and say that you should stop. You should kill yourself. I'm going to publish that. Fuck it, dude. I don't.
Yeah,
I just
it might get. Yeah, you might get flagged.
No. I'm saying if somebody said that, like, you know how you could comment and it you have to go.
Yeah.
Spotify, people that are not doing this for fun, or whatever, or just they're not they just listen for fun.
Right.
They're like, what the fuck are they talking about? Like, yeah, but you got to actually go in and hit publish. So, like, I'm just, like, thinking people not like yourself. Facebook, you comment on something unless it's strictly certain things. Or something open, you comment it, it goes right in. Unless it's not, like, hate speech. And then a bot's going to pick up on it in a couple minutes. Like, we got to go in and see the replies and publish it. But who's reading it? The main person who's reading it is you. The only other person who's going to be reading it is a person who happened to be fucking writing something on that show, and I would have had to publish it too before they read something. But I'm just gonna move that to it's louder. So, all right. Fuck it. I know I'm getting off, but I'm not in a way, because, like, I'm trying to tell people, like, dude, podcasting out of everything, editing is a bitch, and they make things harder than it has to be. But like I said, to get how I started this whole fucking bitching section was, Eddie was right. You can get burnt out. I knew about this, but it's good to have a reminder, and it's good to have a friend to remind you, hey, you're gonna burn yourself out. And I really did take that. I took that advice, and I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm just gonna not worry about podcasts. I'm fucking dying, dude. Like, I'm fucking so tired. So even today, me asking you to do this, I was like, all right, I might not get your episode, like the one I wanted to do, taking snippets of yours, but at least I'll, I have that semi done. You know how you get to, I have a couple semi drafts. Yeah, I have episodes that I've done, dude, that I had to pull, like, because of certain people, and then, like, Justin was like, dude, you should put those episodes out, like, I have maybe at least 12 to 15 episodes that I have not put out yet, because they weren't done. Oh yeah, dude, I have probably more than that, but it's just, when you click on the thing, it says start a new podcast, or you can add it. You got to go and add it to another one or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, so I don't know. So, like, I have 2 already. I have 2 I'm working on, because I'm making up for Saturday. I'm going to have 2 out, plus this. Well, this will be this week. I'll get this done right away. But, all right, so we're already past, we're about an hour in. I never got to the topic, which we wanted to talk. I wanted to talk about life. The first, everything. But I'll tell you what, we can either do, what's this, 99%? Why does it say 99%? You see the 99%? I guess that means that's
I think it's what's uploading. It's just showing you that that's how much is. Yeah, it's staying pretty consistent since I think it's just because we're on audio.
Yeah. I mean, I have a really good Wi-Fi, and I guess, are you running good Wi-Fi?
Yeah, it looks like it's pretty solid. So.
Yeah, because last time I did this, it took a little bit with Justin, but then again, he was, like, in his car. I'm not in his car, in another place, and his Wi-Fi was really slow.
Yeah.
So it came out real. Yeah. Then the other one, it came out, but he got a new headset. But we're technically over an hour in, but I had written down the why. You said, like, the why question. I think we both said it. The why to life.
Yeah, just we were talking about the first philosophers how old philosophy was, and I
right.
said.
So do you want to do? All right. So look, I'm gonna set a timer really quick. Because I don't want to do it. I feel you still want to do your show, right?
No, I'm good for today, man. We can catch up with that later.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, Okay, well, either way, I'm saying if you wanted to knock 10 more minutes out, just, I mean, we'll keep it at that because I'll have a count.
This is a pretty big topic, so I think.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm just the beginning. Not even 10 minutes. Like, I looked at the wrong. I said 12, 15, 6, 1, 3. Okay, so the next time our topic. Well, a lot of things. I'm talking to everybody out there. I'll let you say the rest of it though. We wanted to get into philosophy. I'm doing a show about that, but mine's going to be a little bit of different. There's differences in there. It's going to be like, it's going to be like that, like how it came to be. But, there's always people that sit around and talk, is what I'm trying to get at, to end this one out. But that would be what mine was, and I wanted us to talk about that, but so many things got messed up in the beginning. But I mean, dude, we can always do another. Like, Cody owes me a show. That's what we do. So, like, and I owe back very quick. Like, so I don't care, like, if it's on your show or not. But it's cool to get the audio and then be like, here's the audio, Eddie, take the audio, whatever. I mean, it's not like it's a lot of editing. It's really not. Especially the next time now we know how to do this properly. Hit the fucking button. So, all right. So am I missing anything? We're going to be talking. This was kind of like an introduction to. We're using River. Is it River?
Riverside.
Riverside.fm, which isn't too bad for free, but you said there was 2 other ones. Do you use them anymore or no?
Oh, well, it depends on what you're trying to do. One of the more popular ones is StreamYard, because if you use StreamYard, that'll stream it to like your lives, so your Instagram, Facebook, Twitch.
Like the Dolby. Twitter. Yeah, it's the same with the Dolby. If you're like, that's what I was talking. Did you ever look into the Audio Lab Pro?
No, I did not download that yet.
No, you see.
I got I'm being stubborn, and I ran into a local musician in town that's hooking me up with some knowledge on using Pro Tools. So since I already had that and I was already paying for it, I figured he could show me.
I'm going to check it out. I know there's a free version, you said? I have that, but I'm going to look at it and see and be like, oh, okay. That way I can tell you, be like, yo, dude, just switch for sure. Like, to save you money.
Well, it's not on your phone either. It's on the laptop, so that's the big difference too. I can still get it on my phone. That way I would have that.
Yeah. Well, fuck. I see you have Windows?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I have that fucking Chrome bullshit. So, I mean, I think I get it, but all right. So the last question I have for you to end the show or whatever, I forget. No, I did. I really did. I had something for you for like an end, so we can just like sign off. But yeah. Well, I know we can get into that. Whatever. It'll come to me, but I'll tell you one thing. Everything I might forget something. I'll remember it. It just because I scribble things down while that's why you hear this, which I forgot. I got to get like new stuff because that sounds like you're getting tired because you're not talking much. He's falling asleep.
No, I'm here. I was waiting for the.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Is there anything you wanted to add or say or ask? I'm such an asshole. Like this such a bad host. I'm usually good. It's just. Oh, yeah, anything that I missed, that you wanted to say or commented on or your show. I mean, obviously, if you want to say anything like about your show, anything upcoming, like,
You getting ready to be a rich nigga.
This was, I guess, not the first time it was made. Not with different. This is the better one, obviously.
Right.
So yeah, I did that with that. And if you ever saw the TV series, The Last Thing, this is not like another thing. You can watch it whenever. It's the one. Oh my god, where they get stuck in this town and they can't leave the town. Oh my god, it was so bad too. It hasn't came out in a while. I was watching it every week. There's 2 seasons of it. I forget what the name of it is. Oh my god, I'm an asshole. Oh god, I had that. I was gonna say, if you have this system, it doesn't really matter, but they're stuck in the town. I know the name of it.
You're 1, 2, 3?
Oh, it's 1, 2, 3 movies, but I don't, like, you have Netflix, so you could see that, but this is this is not a Netflix thing. I think this is like, this might be like an Apple or Showtime thing.
Yeah, it might be on Amazon, because I think I saw it earlier today.
There's a black sheriff. He plays it. It's a white people in a fucking. The reason why I'm using color is because context. They're in an RV and they're driving, and the tree drops, so they go back around and they're in the town. And the guy says, "You got to go this way," and then they go this way, and then they're in the town. And it's like, and then when I found out I'm interested in like who makes these series. So it was the people who did Lost. So if you like Lost, you're gonna like. I'm not gonna be able to find it, even though it's been out for a while, but the second season just ended.
Oh, you're talking about a show?
It's a series, yeah. It's like
the Mr. Robot.
Like when I mentioned Mr. Robot had things behind it. If you like that, which was like the number one thing back a couple years ago, you're gonna probably like this movie. I mean, it was okay. I gave it a 7.25, which is a little high for me. I always give it a scale. I give it a real honest scale too. Like with the acting, the plot, all that stuff. But the one
you want a good series to watch?
I want something that, remember how I told you on the phone, because you got to remember, a lot of this discussion 2 hours the other day was on the phone, not recorded, and some of this today. Tell me a good series, and I'm looking.
So, do you watch any of the American Horror Story stuff?
I've seen them all.
Oh, you have? Okay, so Cult. Did you watch that Cult one though?
Wait. When was the latest one? The last one? Shit.
Shoot, they have one out right now. I think they got that show.
What's it on? I can always watch.
Cult.
No. I got that. I know it's American Horror Story. What's it on though right now?
I'm not sure.
The reason why I asked is because if I could watch it on something I have, it's easier than going to 1, 2, 3 movies. Even though,
right?
I mean, it is. I mean, you get better quality.
It looks like it's on Hulu. Let's see.
Oh, then I'll probably
Amazon Prime, Hulu.
Oh, I have Amazon Prime. Wait a minute. When was the last season? When did it come out?
Jeez, I don't know. Let me see.
Really? I didn't know. Wait a minute. Somebody actually, you're the second person said another one just came out, and I was like, dude, didn't the last one I seen, they were in the woods back in the 80s? Am I not caught up? I thought I was caught up with that. No, somebody laughed when I said that too. They were like, dude, they made like 18,000 more episodes since then. I'm like, what?
Yeah, 20. Is that maybe 2022?
Gee, all right. So remember when they did the one where they're in the fucking 1980s thriller?
Yeah, the 80s one. Yeah, they have one after that.
They had one season. I mean, I'm not talking about one episode. They had one season or one episode? One season.
Season.
Oh, so they're in the middle. This is the end, or is there more than just one show? Because I got Cult down. I'm gonna probably watch it after we're done. After, like, I'll let this run, do its algorithm thing, and then I'll go watch it. So,
well, yeah, Cult. So Cult came out in 2017.
2017. Wait a minute. When did the Wood one come out?
Roanoke.
Yeah, like that season.
2016.
So I thought they were done after. I know they made one more season, which I was surprised because I thought they were done.
And then 84 came out in 2019. That was the
84. That's what I mean. 84. That's the one I said. One of my best episodes, my favorite episodes. Well, I haven't seen the newer stuff. Was the the haunted house one because of the spirit stuff.
Yeah, the haunted house one was the best one. Yeah, by far. I really like that one. Was really good.
All right, so we have similar tastes. So you would like the ones. All right, so I'm gonna watch that. Do you know the name is called Cult, or is that the episode?
That's the season. It's called American Horror Story Cult.
Yeah, is that the one where they're underground?
Does it end up that way?
I don't know.
That's the one where it's the political. It starts off with like a murder cult, and then they ended up being like a political cult. It was a really good.
When was it made? The last season. Just tell me the last. I can look it up.
Season was 2022.
Okay, so they made since 2019. Between 2019 and 2022. I don't know what season 2019 was. So let's say like 7, 8. I have no idea. So how many seasons am I missing right now?
There's 12. It looks like there's 12 seasons total. Let me see.
So I'm assuming 8, 9. I'm missing maybe 2 or 3. I have no idea. I can look that up, but I was looking up the other one. Stuck.
Trying to see them. I'll make this very easy. Trying to look this up. That's going to pain in the ass.
Yeah, because you should know. All you have to do is type in American Horror Story seasons.
I've got it on here, but it's like you think they would just give you an easy timeline to fucking see it.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes you get that. Yeah. The fuck. And I'm looking up a movie, it's a show. I can't think of the actor, or they're fucking like stuck in the town in a town show. Yeah, that's what I do. Name. Look up its algorithm. We'll find it.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, that's it. I got mines too. The new one just came out. Well, 2022. That's when it started. First, there's 2 seasons. All right, I'm ready whenever you're ready. And this is not a movie. This is something you will enjoy. It's a thinker.
Yeah, I just think it kind of exemplifies the whole political mess that we're in right now.
Yeah, good. Well, you're not just telling me. You're telling everybody else that's probably out there. Like, all right, I'm gonna do what they're doing, because there might be, dude. You know how many people out there listen, and I mean this with respect, with everybody out there, and I'm the same way. So I only say shit that's true. I only talk truth, but I don't have much of a life. Like, seriously. I mean, I might not have nothing to do. They might listen to the show and they'll be like, all right, they just said that. I like Jimmy James. I like Eddie. I'm going to go fucking check this shit out. So,
right.
You know what I mean? Like, hey, you're recommending me something, and that way when we do your episode, or we can knock that out in the beginning and then spend the next 4 hours talking about how to hit the start button.
Right.
All right, mine's is easy. So if you've seen it, I'm gonna fucking. I'm mad that you didn't see the movie yet. But all right, Do you know what that is?
I'm not sure. It sounds familiar.
You'll know. You would know. It's about they're stuck, and at nighttime they have to go in. They're stuck. I'm not saying anymore. I don't want to give anything up. They're stuck in a town. I can give you that much without spoiling any, because I know so much, but they're not done yet. They only ended season 2.
Oh, it's a series. Okay.
Oh, dude, it's a thinker, dude. You're gonna be so like, what the? You're gonna be like, okay, we gotta remember who made it, and then I'm like, it's gonna be good. It was the people who made Lost, and what did they make? They made one of the greatest fucking shows, even though I didn't watch it until like later, until like they were all done.
Yeah, I liked it.
And then I'm like, I figured it out though. Like, I'm like, these people are dead. Oh, this is my first guess. I took other guesses. I'm like, these people are dead. But a lot of people still, they were like, well, did they die? And then they come back. And like, he dies at the end. I don't know if everybody dies eventually, so I'm not giving anything away. But what I'm saying is, if you seen Lost?
Yeah, yeah, I've seen it.
All right, so I don't know. I just heard that not too long ago that people are still confused with the end. I'm like, how? Like, I get it, that confusion part, but like, everybody dies. They're just, like, that's it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I understand at the end.
I mean, if you haven't watched
spoiler alert. Yes,
know. That's your fault if you haven't caught up to it by this point.
Yeah, by this point, really. But no, seriously, there is people who might not seen it, but you know what I'm saying. Yeah, we don't know, but like, everybody dies, right?
Pretty obvious. I mean, the way it ends and everybody walks into the room, it kind of. I don't know.
Right.
It comes off
Do you
pretty
think?
fucking
Let me
obvious.
ask you a question. I'll cut that. But I can cut like little parts. Dude, I'm an editing nut. But what is that? The confusion part is where if he died then or died later. Like I'm so confused on what people are confused on.
Well, because they're wondering if they were dead on the island. I think that's what the argument is. Did they die on the island or did they die after the island? Like, you know, like is it because like
It's so stupid to think about, though, right? Isn't that dumb to think about? I don't know.
Well, it is. It's kind of like, what if it's the same concept of like the whole, what I was saying in that grief episode, like the only reason they still existed was because people were still looking for him. So they were looking for him. And then when they gave up looking for him, that's when they officially died, you know, because people forgot about it.
I mean, the smoke monster. There was a lot of things in there, and then how we met up in the church. I was like, I don't know about that, dude. Like the church.
I honestly never heard of this show, man. I'm gonna have to check it out.
Really, dude? If you like that, dude, From is like, well, you gotta remember, it's updated, so you're gonna get all the updates. Alright, there's gonna be things I can't tell, well, I could tell you now, but I don't even want to spoil it, because I want to see if you pick up on it. But there's things in there that you gotta watch. I even went as far as looking at clocks. There's reasons why I do this. Because I'm trying to add things up. Because
you're trying to connect
smart,
the dots.
like, yes. If you watch the trailer, just don't, you know, like I don't mind like you watching a trailer for like if it was a movie, I'd be like, don't even watch a trailer because you're gonna spoil it. Some trailers do spoil the movie because then you know like that person's still alive at this part in the fucking movie, and you're like it's boring, so it fucks it up. But with that one, I don't think it's a big deal for you to watch a trailer. I just thought, yeah, I think the song is.
I pulled it up just out of curiosity on
I was gonna think
IMDb.
you're gonna watch a trailer. I knew you were gonna watch a trailer, dude.
I'll just look at this.
No, dude, it's fucking good. They just ended the second season. It took them a while. They hyped up the second season. It was good. It was good. Don't get me wrong. It was good. But I can tell you this without spoiling anything. You're not. It's because they're not done. Obviously, it's like Lost. They got a lot more to go. You're still gonna be like, fuck, you know. That's what but maybe you'll see something that I missed.
Right, yeah. No, I'll check it out. I'm gonna check out that movie first, but then I'll watch that series.
Yeah, watch the movie. I mean, the movie, like I said, it's okay, dude. I gave it a little bit high of a rating. Like I said, that was in the episode, but I think I just did that just because it's more or less like so true. Oh, you gotta see it. Fuck. Gotta see it. Fuck. Alright, yeah, you got to watch the movie, dude. I don't know, because I played the trailer on there, so. Alright, man. I put you in the beginning, like always. I gotta remember now, because I have, like, openers. Now you're in the open. Oh, by the way, last thing, this has nothing to do with anything, but if you go on the Spotify site, there's a new thing, I don't know if you know about this, but if you go down to the bottom and it says about you can write, or you can do the AI automate it, so it gives you, like, it'll skip your opens and shit, and, like, you know how I have, like, the Jimmy James show, you are now, like, something crazy person, and sometimes they have different music. Well, there's, like, a check thing where you could check it. You could put your own thing there, your own show there, or you can have the algorithm start. Like, if somebody comes across your show, it will, like, find a show and play it for them, but it will skip over, like, the boring stuff in the beginning.
Oh, and find, like, snippets?
Yes. That's what it's supposed to do. I think it's pretty new, because I didn't see it there the other day when I was looking.
Working off of people's short attention spans again?
Yeah, dude. So, but that's it, man. But that's what I mean. Like, when I did the show, I didn't know. I already had one, so I'm like, fuck it. You know what I mean? You have anxiety, which you might not have ADD. Like, a lot of people are like, I have ADD. I'm like, everybody has it to a point. You know what I mean? Like, to an idea. Like, that's why I want to really get into this philosophy thing, because it's like a sneak thing I'm doing with the the word of mouth, how the news, and then you said something about the FBI. I'm like, well, it's not really about FBI stuff. It's it's not. It's just about a book and 30 years on the run. It's it just happened to be family, so I was kind of just giving them like a shout out too. By the way, like just
right.
So that's it, honestly. But I like I said, I'm not doing it tonight. I'm gonna hold off on it, even though I keep telling But I'm getting there. I got at least 30. Yeah, I gotta edit that out. But I had my mom's there, and she's never come on the show. This is the first time I think she'll ever be on the show.
Oh, that's
Only
cool.
for a couple minutes, yeah. Because like I don't know, me and my pops. I gave you a little snippet of what he said. That's what you're like. I don't understand, or somebody say Cody's like,
I thought you guys sound a lot alike. That's funny.
Who, me and Cody?
No, you and your dad.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes, yeah, people say that all the time, but as he's aging, maybe on the phone.
Or maybe it's just your old man voice. Your old man voice sounds like your dad.
I stopped hitting record like we haven't recorded an hour. No. So no, I wanted to make sure. Shit, dude. I said, what did I say? I said 60 minutes. I said I need 10 more minutes, dude. We are now going, and I need not 10 more, 2 more minutes. And I got you for another 12 minutes. But I'm kind of glad because you told me about the cult. And From. I can't believe you didn't fucking realize From was a thing.
No, I had never even heard of it. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah. It stars...
I like that actor, too. That dude's like one of my favorite actors. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, that was the first thing I was... The black guy, you mean?
Yeah, Harold Perrineau.
Yeah. He's a cool dude. That's what I was thinking of, and I was like, I can't think... I hate when you can't think of actors' names. And I was like, all right, people stuck in a town, they can't get out. Question mark. And it gave me... right off the top, it gave it to me.
That's funny. Yeah, in IMDb, it says, unravel the mystery of a city in the middle of the USA that imprisons everyone who enters. As the residents struggle to maintain a sense of normalcy and seek a way out, they must also survive the threats of the surrounding forest.
Wait, you didn't watch the trailer?
No, I told you I was just looking at it on IMDb.
Oh, I thought you meant you were just looking at the trailer. Oh, you could watch a trailer. It's not... There's the first trailer. Make sure it's from the first season. It ain't going to give anything away, but...
Mm-hmm.
Because the trailer is actually like, and they use that song, the world, something vampire, like, but it's better. I don't know. And it's like, I don't know. It's pretty good, man. You're gonna like it, dude. You're gonna fucking like that. After you watch the movie and you get into that, it's gonna take you a while to watch that.
But get through it all.
What's that?
To get through it all.
Oh yeah. Like, I'm waiting for The Boys, dude. Like, they made fucking Gen V, dude. I know you like The Boys, but, I mean, if you haven't seen The Boys, dude, I'm fucking ending the call, but...
Did you watch Gen V yet?
The what?
Gen V?
No, dude, like, I watched the first episode, and I'm like, I want The Boys, dude. I don't
You gotta finish Gen V.
I know, dude. I know I'm going to. It's like, I know I have to, and it's like, I'm just gonna wait until I have that certain... Because they were supposed to be dropped by August. This is months.
Oh, yeah, I think that what was it? That strike kind of held everything back a little bit.
Yeah, but yeah. But I'm thinking in my head August, so like I got it in my head. So I'm like, what's this Gen shit? Like what is it? So and like I see a couple little cameos, and I think I watched 2 episodes, but I know the one dude died right off. Like I know I'm caught up to a point. I gotta watch the rest of it, but. Yeah, if it was The Boys, it would have already been watched.
Right.
Right. It's just because, dude, it's so fucking... Another thing me and you probably relate on is like when I got my dad into it. He always thinks that I tell him something to watch and he's not gonna like it, and then he winds up rewatching it. Like a perfect example, Game of Thrones. I was the same way. I was like, I just couldn't get into it. It took me forever. That's my same story. I kept saying. Then I finally watched Game of Thrones. Then I was like, oh my God, why didn't I watch this sooner? I did that to my pops. Then I walked in the other night. He's watching The Long Night, dude. That's my favorite episode. That's his favorite episode. So everybody's like, now it's like, he's like, oh, look. I'm like, yeah, remember when it took me like 4 months to get you to watch it? Because it's so slow. Oh my God. If you don't watch the Game of Thrones, it's like you're not breathing. It's like, dude, just relax, and it takes a little while. It takes like 12 episodes, I think, before it starts to even get remotely good. But, because you gotta grow. You gotta grow with the characters, dude. You know? I'm gonna name this episode Holdor. And it was, what the fuck? It has nothing to do with anything. How cool was that, though? Not giving any spoilers away, but how cool was that? I didn't see that coming. Never saw that coming. I'm like, Holdor, because I know what the fuck he was saying. I'm like, oh, but I did see it coming when he was in the treehouse, and they came through the door thing, and I was like, oh, I bet you this motherfucker dies. And I just gave it away, but fuck it. Anyway, he dies holding the door, and his name's Holdor. Right. But like, I didn't get it the whole thing, but because I wasn't watching Game of Thrones like that. It wasn't that kind of mystery to me. It was like, right, and enjoy it, yeah. But anyway, I'll let you go, man. Fuck, hey. And we'll end it here, really. So, all right. So I got Cult. I'm gonna watch it, and you're saying that, so I'll watch it on 1, 2, 3 movies. You gotta watch it. I think that's on Showtime. Is From. I don't remember. I was just looking at. But anyway, From. I don't know if you're writing it down or you have like a notepad or whatever. But I got mine.
I got it. Yeah.
Yeah, and obviously watch the End of the World one, which I always forget till the end or some shit. It's recorded. Yeah, Ethan Hawke, Julia Roberts. I don't know. It's pretty good, dude. You'll like it. You're gonna like it. Let me know. Let me know you're gonna watch it tonight. Hit me up on Messenger. You can DM me or whatever, and then just give me your leave me like a voice message. Like, I'll ask you to leave me. I'm gonna put it on the show. I'll let you know though. So like leave me one so I can say, oh yeah, he finally, when I do my show later on when you're not on, I'm like, this is what he finally thought, and then your final thoughts. Leave like a minute or two, whatever the fuck you want to do. I don't care. Make it 25 minutes long. All right, man. I'm gonna let you go. Hey, thanks for being on, bro. I owe you one. Obviously, now we know how to kind of work this, and I don't know, man. Have a great fucking day. It is 1:01 p.m. It is December 20th, Wednesday. On here with Eddie from the TBD podcast network. Go check him out. His latest show, which is
Humanity versus Humans.
Yes. Humanity versus Humans. I found it, honestly, this is just me, but I found it to be amazing. I liked it. I'm a big fan. I was a fan before, but I don't know. For some reason, I really got into it, and I can't say that about, besides the Arnold, which was like a celebrity thing, but that's the first podcast where I think I really got into the episode. And, honestly, no bullshitting aside, not being funny. And as for Jimmy James, you know me, it's an honor to have you on for the first time. I can't wait to do a show with you on your TBD network, and I'll catch myself up on Cult or American Horror Story if I haven't seen it, and you got a lot of work to do, so get at it. From and till the end of the world or some shit. Yeah, dude, it's been a blast, bro. I wish we could have got on the topics we wanted to, but man, it's been a blast.
Oh yeah, we got. It's one thing we'll have time. Hopefully, is to at least have another conversation. So.
No, we will, dude. Unless I'm dead soon or something, or one of us dies.
I'm not testing the fates at all, but I plan on having another conversation with you.
Yeah, I know. I feel so bad because I felt like I hosted. I'm like, shit. I hope I wasn't talking over him at certain points, and usually I would calm down, but I was getting excited when you're like, you didn't see the movie yet, and then like, yeah. I don't know, man. It's nice to have a guest on. Well, we're running in at an hour and 10 minutes, everybody, but we already did literally like an hour not recording and trying to get other people on. So I think that's it. So, you got any final words before I end it here?
Nope, I do not. I just want to say thank you for having me on the Jimmy James Show A to Z, and I'm truly grateful for you, brother. Like you everything that you're doing for your creators group on Facebook.
Oh yeah,
and
thank you. The creator crew
doing for everybody, man. Like you are like I was telling those guys in that group the other day. Like you are a one-man promotional crew. So just remember to give yourself some time and breathe.
Yeah.
And we be ready to rock this.
Dude, I appreciate, dude, everything. Honestly, I don't say that enough to people. I mean, I'd always say, oh, thank you for your support. But when it comes from, like, a person, and especially a person that, like, you're going to be talking to or friends with, and now you listen to their own, that's your art. It's like, I don't know, you're more humbled. And, I did rename it, by the way. It's the Creators Crew. And, I thought crew sounded better than group. So, because we're not big. We're not going to be a big group. I figure we're a little crew. So,
yeah.
But I always say, my final words, like Jerry Springer would always say, my final thoughts now. But, honestly, this has been a great episode. Well, no, could have been better. That's my bad. But Eddie was great, and go check him out, like I said, one more time, because I might have to edit this out. I'm like, good thing I edited it out. Or I left it in. Oh my, dude, I just thought really quickly. Sorry, I was just about to end it, and I was like thinking back in the days when I really didn't edit anything. Why can't I go back there? But anyway, alright, this is it, man. We're done. We're gonna catch you next time. My next show's Saturday. I think you're dropping your next show Thursday, correct? Or this Thursday?
Yep.
Or
yeah, it'll be out this Thursday.
Oh, cool. Awesome. And, I was gonna say if you wanted to say the name, or do you do surprises? I don't know how you do yours. I feel bad.
Title's still in working. I don't know the title yet.
Yeah.
So.
All right, cool. You're just like me then. You're like, all right, I'm crazy with titles. But all right. All right, so for everybody out there, this is me, Jimmy James, and Eddie from the TBD Podcast Network saying peace out. But like always, take care of yourself and one another. Peace out.
Yep.
What's up, guys? This is Jimmy James. Just one more thing. If you listen to me on this, Spotify, Anchor, any platform you're on right now, you can also follow me on YouTube, Twitter, whatever, Facebook. Like I said, you could do it all. You can go on there, you can like me, you can hate me, you can dislike, approve, unapprove, whatever you think I need to do to approve. Or to get your approval. That's all I'm looking for. That's all I care for. I just care for your approval. But for now, this is me just saying goodbye.
Bye, world.
Okay, Jim, I'll see you around. Where you going? Oh, no. Oh, that's not what I thought he meant by that at all.
Goodbye, everybody.
I feel. Yeah. I feel. I feel. Yeah. I feel. I feel. Yeah.
That